Hello, digital educator, and welcome to this ongoing series of visible learning strategies for digital instruction. And in today's section, we're going to be talking about a strategy that falls underneath Hattie's umbrella of transfer strategies, of the knowledge being gained and then transferring to another application, especially as it goes deeper, which has an effect size of 0.86, which is huge because 0.4 is the hinge point, the tipping point of what makes good instruction. So the big idea behind Hattie is that just about anything you do to a kid in a classroom is going to see positive returns. There are very few things that you can do to a kid inside of the classroom that will deter learning, I guess the best way to put it. But Hattie seeks to find what those things are the best at creating learning. And these transfer strategies, we're going to be focusing today upon student recorded solution videos. So there's a great number of classrooms around the world that use worksheets on a daily basis. They're quick, they're easy. Once they're made, they're very reproducible, they're widespread, and then this practice can go from classroom to classroom, school to school, district to district, state to state. But where a lot of these classrooms don't get to is after you do them, that we don't empower the kids to teach other kids how to do these problems, to get to that deeper understanding, to get those higher level Bloom's taxonomy things where they're analyzing, synthesizing, and evaluating. And the fewest of all is getting students to be able to create content, to create digital assets that surround these problems and the solutions. This one that we have here today, the student solution recorded problems, are absolutely all of these jam-packed into one. This works best with both asynchronous and synchronous instruction. It can be put into blended learning once you're in the classroom, and it works best with the segment of the lesson where you're going to be applying the knowledge and extending it. So I'm going to show you what a quick step-by-step would be of this solution, and then I'll show you an example. I like to use Flipgrid for this one, just because if you have an analog, which is paper, you can hold it up to the camera and you can record yourself talking. Or if you pass it out in digital, then you're gonna have to have the kids do a screencast. And instead of having to go to a couple different places to record the video and then upload the video and then link to the video, then I'd rather just do it in one place. And Flipgrid does all of these just in one easy to find location and grouped by their groups and their topics. So I would highly advise using Flipgrid. You can use Padlet. Yeah, can you put in Google Drive and put into a site? You can, but again, it's a lot more steps. We want to have the cognitive load based upon focusing on the actual topic, not upon technology and how to use it. And so by doing that, we're creating extraneous load and we don't understand as well. So the steps in order to do these student recorded solution videos, you want to first pass out the worksheet, whether it be digital or analog. I just talked about this. Don't be afraid to use analog where you can, but at the same point, if you're going to be in a situation where the kids are coming in and out, and they could be at home one day, they could be afar the next, they could be in a classroom the next day after that, we can't at all depend upon the fact that we're going to be able to have paper to pass out. And so you might need to use digital means. But here's another thought. Instead of having kids actually write on the screens, have them write on a piece of paper and then they can hold it up. So after they've received whatever the problems are going to be, then students can then receive the number of the problem they're going to be explaining to their peers. Students go through and they solve that problem, and then what they do is what I like to call the thinking behind all of the math or of the science or whichever it's going to be, but especially math, because we go through, and if we're doing, say, algebra, we can show our steps in order to solve, but the steps don't necessarily indicate our thinking. And so this goes a step deeper, even more so with math, because you can tell what's going on up here to curate that, where you normally can't see that on the paper. So students then record their solution and explain it as they're going through. This is how you would do it. They become the teacher. If this is a screencast, like I said, or a digital pass out, then you have to do a screencast in Flipgrid. If it is an analog, they use a piece of paper, or they have the worksheet that's already printed out, then you hold it up. And then finally, students have to go through and complete the rest of the problems and view their solutions against what their peers' solutions are that put up the videos. So let's take a look at what this looks like in Flipgrid. So you see I created a group, which is math work problems. It's unit 4, lesson 23 for work problem. And I have 2 responses here. I'm gonna have to admit the fact that my microphone did not work in recording these, but I'll now click play. And you'll see that I am holding up the paper here, and I'm going to show you, and if you could hear, I'm explaining what my thinking is for number 2. 23 plus 10 equals 30, but 33 does not equal 30, so therefore that number sentence is false. And then as we go through all of these, and you see who your names are, you can actually put in there what your problem is too. Tell the kids to put their problem number inside next to their name. And then afterwards you have a listing of all those. And what's really, really cool about all of this is the fact that when you want to get to a station rotation model, you want to get to an individual rotation model, you can start using these digital assets as a means to help kids out that need assistance. Or you want to get onto a blended learning model that provides AIS predicated upon reteaching through video, you have all of it available for your use and at your disposal. So I hope that you give this one a try. It's a strategy I really like, and it can definitely have a lot of great impact.